Hi guys, Steve Blankard here. Hey, it's another day at the range and I've got another neat old antique rifle to share with you. This is a Ballard sporting rifle uh, made by Ball & Williams probably in the 1862 to 1865 period. Ballards were made by 3 or 4 different companies over the years. Ball & Williams was the very first one, so this is really the first version. And these were made during the Civil War, from 1862 to 1865 period. This one, by the serial number, is probably made about the first third of production. So I would guesstimate made around 1863, 1864. One of the distinctive things about these Ballards is that this is the first, one of the first, not the first, but one of the very first production metallic cartridge sporting rifles. And so that's quite a distinction. It was, again, 44 long is the rimfire cartridge that it fires. And this was the predecessor of many, many more cartridges to come that were bigger and more powerful. Back in these early days, rimfires were the most common type of cartridges. Center fires were still being developed. So as you can imagine, 44 rimfire ammunition is kind of hard to come by. It hasn't been made in probably well over 100 years. So I just recently acquired this rifle. I think you all know by now that I like the really odd, unusual, and antique things, and I like to shoot everything I have. So I went to considerable effort to make some reloadable cartridges for it. And I've made 10 of these. And you can see these, but I've made some of these, made 5 from 4440 brass and 5 from 44 Magnum brass. By shortening both of them, reforming a little bit, and then the main thing was closing off, soldering a plug into the center fire primer hole, and then drilling it for an offset noise blank to use as the primer. So I think you can see that there. So it has an offset firing primer in it now. So I've made these. The original 44 long cartridges, well, they vary somewhat from manufacturer to manufacturer, but generally had a 220 grain bullet, and that was over about 28 grains of black powder. Now this is actually quite close. This is a 218 grain bullet, and I've got 27 grains of black powder in the 4440 cases. In the ones I made from 44 Magnum, I have 25 grains of powder, because the 4440 Winchester cases hold a little bit more powder. So this is actually very close to the original, the ballistics of the original cartridge. So this is my first time at the range for this rifle. I'll tell you, I have fired one shot so far. I did that with a face shield just to make sure it would fire safely, and it went just fine. So I've got 9 more cartridges here, so we'll fire a few of them here, and we'll see how it goes. So let's follow along. I'm going to come over to this side here. And I've got a target set up here about 30 yards away. I expect it's going to shoot really high. Also, I've got some vision problems, so I can't see very far away, especially without a tank sight. So it's pretty close. I just want to see if we can get it on paper. So let's see what it does here. So drop the breech. Now the key is, because it has a primer offset to one side, I've got to make sure that is lined up with the firing pin, which is at the 12 o'clock position. Okay, that's in. All right, here we go. All right, there's one. Now the extractor on this is a lever. It's not an automatic extractor like modern rifles have. It's a lever here. You reach down with your finger, pull it, and it got the breech block down all the way, and it pulls the case out just like that. Works really well. Now these bullets, by the way, I have dip lubed them. I've found a recipe for heel bullet lubrication that was used by the ammunition manufacturing companies over 100 years ago, and so I've duplicated that. And after I load the heel bullets in it, I dip the cartridge into it so the whole bullet is coated. So it's kind of an excessive amount of lube, but it's good to have more than necessary than not enough. So let's load another one. Again, cock it, And let's take another shot. All right. These are shooting really nicely. We'll do one more. All right. All right, that's 3 shots. I'll leave this here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and we'll take a walk down and take a look at the target, see if I hit anything. Okay, I'm back here down at the target, and here we go. I think that's pretty darn good. 3 shots. That's just about, I don't know, 1.5 inches at the most, maybe. And that is, I must say, I'm about 35 yards or so from the butt. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Obviously, the bullets are not stripping. They're not tumbling. They're grabbing the rifling really nicely. So I think this is going to be really good. I need to do a little windage adjustment on it, and then I can move it out a little bit further. So yeah, that's pretty nice. So I'm pretty pleased. It's a neat old rifle for being 157 years old. Seems to shoot pretty darn good. So yeah, it's a challenge to shoot old rimfire rifles like this, and there's a lot of them out there. And you know, there's a couple companies that make reloadable rimfire cases now, or at least one, maybe two, actually 2 places I know of that make them in a variety of calibers, which is really nice. So if you've got grandpa's rifle, or you know, some old rimfire rifles that are sitting around in 32 rimfire, 38, 44, 50, 56, you know, there's brass out there. I just like to make my own stuff just because I've got the facilities to do it. So I've made my own cases, but it's a lot of fun. It's really great getting these old antique rifles shooting again. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this this little video. Until next time, I'll bring something else odd and unusual out. We'll show you something else. So thanks for watching.